Congress is trying to get Ghislaine Maxwell to come and testify, but Maxwell's a little hesitant. According to a letter that her lawyer sent to the House Oversight Committee this week, she is afraid that obviously if she testifies, she is going to incriminate herself in a lot more criminal activity, which, she could then be charged for, and, well, that would just be the worst thing ever. Now, that admission alone, by the way, kind of tells us, obviously, the prosecutors in the case missed a lot of stuff. If there's more things that she could be prosecuted for, by their own admission, somebody didn't do a very good job. That's all I can say about that. You missed some things, clearly. But, the lawyer says, if she were to get a presidential pardon, she could say whatever she wanted to say, no restraints, she wouldn't plead the fifth. So, balls in your court. Let me read you exactly what this lawyer, David Marcus, had to say. Ms. Maxwell cannot risk further criminal exposure in a politically charged environment without formal immunity, nor is a prison setting conducive to eliciting truthful and complete testimony. Yes, it is. Actually, yes, it is. In fact, probably more apt to be more honest when there's not, cameras and members of Congress and all those. If you're talking one-on-one or even like two-on-one in just a private interrogation room, you're far more likely to get the honest answers out of somebody. So I don't know what this lawyer is talking about, but honestly, most people would rather say, hey, I'll talk to you in private. But he continued, of course, in the alternative, if Miss Maxwell were to receive clemency, she would be willing and eager to testify openly and honestly in public before Congress in Washington, D.C. She welcomes the opportunity to share the truth and to dispel the many misconceptions and misstatements that have plagued this case from the beginning. All you got to do is pardon her, the lawyer said to the House Oversight Committee that has no power to pardon her. You see, that's where things get a little fishy, right? See, the House Oversight Committee is the one that wants Maxwell to testify. And they've already pretty much shot down saying we're not going to entertain her request for congressional immunity. That's why the lawyer was like, well, then we need a pardon. Okay, but nobody on the House Oversight Committee can give you the pardon. You're asking for something from people who cannot physically, legally give what you're asking. So you're not actually asking them. You're asking Donald Trump. That's what this is, folks. I hope everybody understands that. This lawyer's letter to the House Oversight Committee, he doesn't care if the Oversight Committee sees it or what. The only thing they care about is Donald Trump seeing it so that he can grant the pardon as only he can. And he mentioned this week that only he can. So now, for the first time, we actually do have maybe not an official request for a pardon, but an unofficial request for a pardon. The lawyer, by the way, also mentioned at one point in the letter that, yes, if you don't give her immunity, if you don't give her the pardon, she's just going to plead the fifth. So kind of pointless, right? She's asking for a pardon. Donald Trump is desperate to save himself, so don't be surprised when it happens. Be disgusted, but not surprised. If you've ever wondered how scammers get your phone number or why your inbox is flooded with spam, this is why. There are companies called data brokers that sell your data. They do it without your consent, and they make billions of dollars selling it to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. And while they're legally required to remove your info if you ask, they make the process confusing and hard on purpose. That is why I recommend today's video sponsor, Aura, to my family and friends. They take care of the hard part, automatically removing your info from these sites and keeping it off. Aura is all-in-one digital security. You may already have a digital security tool, but not having Aura is like locking the front door but leaving the back door open. Aura gives you alerts if your personal info is found anywhere on the dark web. They have real-time fraud alerts for credit and banking, 24/7 monitoring to help keep your identity secure. They also offer a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager, and so much more. They have US-based support available around the clock if anything at all goes wrong. And if anything does happen, Aura includes $5 million in identity theft insurance protection. And they have US fraud experts ready to help 24/7. It's one app with every layer of protection. I don't want to leave myself vulnerable online, and you shouldn't either, and that's why I personally use Aura. So try it for yourself. Go to aura.com/ROF to try 14 days for free. That's enough time for Aura to start scrubbing your personal info off these data broker sites without you having to lift a finger.